Welcome to the Friday Value video. This week, we're going to ask, are you stressed? Are you at the end of your rope? Everyone has some sort of stress in their life. The real issue is, how do you handle it? Now, there was a time in my life that I'm going to share a little bit where life was just over the top. I'm going to get really real here. I did not take care of myself as I would benefit from because of the stress that I was under. So I'm going to share a little bit of detail. My typical day begins with a smoothie. I love pineapple grapefruit, and I have vanilla complete, and it's just my favorite way to start the day. And then I usually do a good workout. And then if I'm hungry after that, I'll have oatmeal and some Ezekiel cinnamon raisin toast. I even made some apple butter for that, which is delicious, by the way. Highly recommend it. But when I was working in the clinic setting at the time that this horrific stress occurred, I would bring my lunch to work. And it was always something delicious in a thermos, a spicy lentil chili or barbecue beans, etc. I drink lots of water, and my afternoon pick-me-up was my green drink, which had kale, parsley, banana, some frozen grapes or blueberries or strawberries, whatever I had. And I was even putting some wheatgrass powder in it. And yes, wheatgrass powder is available at Wellness Forum Health. So if you're curious about that, let me know. It's awesome. But this was my typical day. Well, back to the topic at hand. My dad was admitted to the hospital for the third time in 4 months. He wasn't bouncing back that time, and if I couldn't figure out how to provide 24-hour care, he was going to need to be admitted to a nursing home. Now, I share this because I want you to understand the stress level that I was under. Now, I had just been named his fiduciary. I had been working with the government and 2 banks to straighten out his finances for over 3 weeks. And all of that was on top of providing for my family, working in a busy clinic setting, also teaching classes and working in my business, and trying to plan a trip to see my daughter graduate in May. So you can only imagine the stress that I was under. I was my father's only advocate. Tag, I was it. I was all he had. So, survival mode. Here is what all this did to my self-care. The one day of the week, the end of the week, that was the topper because I was told that he was going to be discharged on Monday and this was Friday, and a nursing home was required unless I had a plan in place for him to come home. And I think that he was shutting down at the time and he was actively dying. Now, I didn't have my smoothie. I didn't work out. I didn't have oatmeal. I didn't have Ezekiel toast. I didn't have my green drink. I stopped for fast food on the way to the hospital. I ate nothing while I worked on cleaning my dad's bedroom in case I was able to figure out how to bring him home. And I had fast food for dinner, and I didn't drink enough water. So very poor self-care, very poor. This is the takeaway. When life's stressors increase to a feeling of not being manageable, we go into default mode. Default mode is doing just what's necessary to stay alive and focus on the problem. The problem is that some of you are in default mode every single day. I got back to good self-care pretty quickly because I knew I had to stay strong and healthy in order to be able to help my dad. And many of you may be helping other people. And if you go south, who's going to help them? So at that time, things weren't settled. But I still got back to good self-care. You must get back to good self-care too. Don't wait until things are settled. They may never be. A 3-plane workout can be just 15 minutes. Ensure good self-care to have lifelong well-being.